Well, a live look at the nation's capital on this Friday morning. Yesterday, Prime Minister Mark Carney unveiling a new auto sector strategy said to make the industry less reliant on the U.S. in gas-powered vehicles. But what kind of reaction are we getting here a day later? Let's bring in CTV's Jeremie live from our Ottawa bureau. So, Jeremie, certainly interesting too. This was promised, at least from the federal government, that this was going to happen, especially in light of the deal that Canada made with China and again, that small percentage of EVs that they are going to allow into the country. Take us through some of the reaction that we saw over the course of last night into this morning.
Yeah, look, this is, a significant change in terms of how the federal government is looking to handle EVs moving forward. I think a welcome move for the most part by the auto sector that had been calling for the removal of EV mandates, Trudeau-era government EV mandates that were going to require a certain number of vehicles being sold every year be EVs. So this government is doing away with that policy and is changing its approach instead. Rather, is going to reintroduce a rebate that will be offered to anybody who is purchasing an electric vehicle, up to $5,000 for a fully electric vehicle and up to $2,500 for a plug-in hybrid. So that is going to benefit, of course, and incentivize the consumer to go out and purchase an EV. And rather than continue on with the EV mandates that were in place, again, under the Trudeau government, the new EV incentives are rather there will be new targets in terms of emissions for manufacturers moving forward. So for model years between 2027 and 2032, those will be when the new emission standards will be in place. And the goal is that by 2035, the aim is to have 75% of vehicle sales be EVs and 90% by 2040. So rather than imposing that on the industry, caps, hard numbers at which year by year vehicles have to be EVs. They're taking a different approach, this government is, and is reintroducing incentives. So certainly consumers are going to be able to benefit from this and going to welcome this idea. We've heard, anecdotally from a lot of consumers who were frustrated by the removal of the EV incentives and the rebates that they were able to get. Important to note, though, you touched on the Chinese EVs that will soon be allowed into our market, up to 49,000 vehicles a year. They will not qualify for the rebate. We're talking about rebates that will be available to vehicles that are manufactured by a country that already has a free trade agreement with Canada. So really U.S. or Canadian EVs, that's where the auto sector really is in North America. So Canadian and American EVs is where these incentives will be targeted.
Okay, yeah, certainly interesting too. There's going to be more reaction, I'm sure, today. CTV's Jeremie live in Ottawa for us. Thanks, Jeremie.
Anytime, Matt.